Alright folks, today we're going to make a really simple low carb recipe. We have some pork chops that I have pre-seasoned just a little bit. What we're going to be doing is pork chops with a creamy mushroom gravy. So kind of like a cream of mushroom soup gravy. But if you read, the cans of cream of mushroom soup are actually carb laden because it looks like there's not a lot of carbs in it. However, there is. So what I have here is I have my large cast iron skillet, and I am melting some coconut oil into it. Coconut oil is one of those super oils that you definitely need to incorporate in a low carb lifestyle. And I have bone-in pork chops. I'm just doing 3 right now. I have salted and peppered one side, and here is pepper on this side, and I'm using garlic salt, and we need a generous amount. There you go. So garlic salt, here's the brand I use. I just used generic, and I used some black pepper. And coconut oil has to be organic. You want organic coconut oil, otherwise you don't really know what you're getting. So we wait till our cast iron is good and hot. When we put the meat in, it needs to sizzle. Got the meat to sizzle. I actually have 5 pork chops that I want to cook, but we're just going to do 3 because that's all that fits into my cast iron. And if you have cast iron, that is the way to go. If you don't have cast iron, then you can't be my friend. It's just plain and simple. We're only going to cook these about 5 minutes because what we want is we want them barely pink in the middle. We don't want them to have their cooking completed because when we make the sauce, we're going to cook them a little bit in that sauce, and they're going to cook in that as well. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright guys, we have successfully fried up our pork chops. Here's most of them. I did that one a little too well done. You see how there's still some pink there? That's how I like them. Pork does not have to be cooked all the way through like we've been led to believe. A little bit of pink is good. That's just where it was up on the edge of the pan. So we're going to pull this last one out. And then what we need to do is we need to scrape. What you want to do is you want to scrape all the flavor off the bottom of your pan. And that can be a chore. So you just really got to scrape it good. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to put about 2 tablespoons of butter. I use Kerrygold butter. I have unsalted butter. The reason I choose this is it's from grass-fed cows. Regular butter that you buy at the store could be from any kind of cow. Cows that are put up and fed all kinds of hormones and just nasty stuff. We want good old happy grass-fed cows. And we need about 2 tablespoons worth. Anybody that knows me knows I really don't measure that much. Cooking is not about measuring to me. My mother taught me that. I eyeball everything. So again, we want about 2 tablespoons worth of butter. And if it looks like it needs a little more, then I'll add a little bit more. So we're going to let the butter in there, and we're going to add mushrooms. I have pre-washed our mushrooms. I just put them back in a little container. So, got our mushrooms in there. And I believe we are supposed to put in 2 finely diced cloves. I am going to use minced garlic because I don't have any counter space here, so it's really hard for me to mince and dice and do all that fancy stuff. That is about 2 cloves. Now we're going to saute this up. Scraping that pan as we go. Oh, I had cooked the meat on medium-high setting, number 8, and now I'm on a medium setting. Because you don't want to cook garlic too fast, it bitters. And actually, to be honest, I should have let these mushrooms cook down a little bit more before adding the garlic. So my mushrooms aren't going to cook down. I like a well-cooked mushroom. A lot of people do not. So again, it's just kind of how you want to do it. We're going to let those mushrooms cook just for a little bit. Should take about 5 minutes. And then when we come back, we're going to make our sauce. I will put this right here. This is the recipe. So if you want to pause whatever you need to do, this is a recipe I got off of Pinterest. So that's the recipe I'm using. Okay, it's only been about 3 minutes. Really, the mushroom should saute for about 5, almost to 10. But I can see that the garlic is starting to turn a dark color, and I can smell a bitterness, which means I need to stop the garlic from cooking so much. So we're going to go ahead and move on. We just won't have as well done mushrooms. So we need 1 cup of heavy cream that we're going to add next. Just regular old heavy whipping cream. That looks about 1 cup. And if it looks a little too thin, I'll just add some more here in a little bit. Next we add 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Oh, I have my Parmesan cheese here. Looks like about 1 tablespoon right there. It says 2 tablespoons, but what do they know? It needs more than 2. I know what it needs. So we have our 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. We need 2 tablespoons. Hang on, I'm trying to read. Well, it never does say when to add the sour cream, so we're going to add sour cream now. Needs about 2 tablespoons of full fat sour cream. Do not buy low fat. I'm telling you right now. You are not on a low fat diet. Our bodies don't know how to process the fake substitutes that they put in for low fat, and it actually makes you gain weight. It makes you hold on. That's meat bits right there. Okay, so we're stirring that sour cream up in there. And we need a little bit of Dijon mustard, about 1 tablespoon. Great flavor enhancer. It is already smelling wonderful in here. You know, it'd be really good if a white wine reduction. Too bad white wine has carbs. So we're just going to stir that a little bit. It says to add salt and pepper to taste. I'm not going to do that because it's hot. I don't want to burn myself. I don't see how these celebrity chefs that you see on TV just sample stuff. Okay, let's see if I can at least blow it. Okay, I just tasted it and I don't believe it needs any salt or pepper. I think I had enough from when I cooked the meat. And we're just gonna let this simmer a little bit. our meat back into it. Now, if you don't want to let them simmer very long, by all means don't. You don't even have to do this. You could just have them on your plate and spoon this over like you would a regular gravy. For a side dish, I'm gonna get this one in there. You see that it's actually still bleeding a little bit, so let's get that down in there. I would recommend asparagus. It's not super low carb, but it is on the lower end of the spectrum. Green beans are good. Cauliflower, broccoli. This, oh my gosh, could you imagine a cauliflower mash? Double this gravy recipe and do a cauliflower mash. So you can put some of this on top of your cauliflower mash. Oh, that'd be great. With asparagus on the side. So you'd have your pretend potatoes, a vegetable. Delish. Okay.